Okay, here's the thing. I think this is a genuinely good idea for a remake.
Sure.
The Running Man, me directing, Chris Evans starring. Let's do it. Chris Evans is fighting the KKK on the internet right now. Who wouldn't want to see him like in The Running Man, like sort of taking on the whole of America? Let's do it. Let's get the rights. Oh, okay. I have a line of dialogue that's this is funny because it comes immediately after Clint Eastwood's great speech in Dirty Harry. So Clint Eastwood has the amazing speech, "You feel lucky, punk. Did I fire 6 shots or only 5?" So it's that amazing speech written by John Milius, apparently.
But Ian, this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off. You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
But then immediately afterwards, so he goes, so I got to ask you the question. You feel lucky, punk? And then he walks away. And then the bank robber says my favorite line where he says, "Hey, I gots to know. Hey, I gots to know." And it's sort of like, it's funny, like, so because it's like my favorite line in Dirty Harry is the one that comes immediately after the classic speech. So I'll say that. Albert Popwell in Dirty Harry, "I gots to know." I think my most uncomfortable moment on set was actually on making Baby Driver. I decided to strap myself to the cars that were racing around at 70 miles an hour. Because sometimes when you're in the command van and you have a satellite link, it can like go on the fritz and then you don't see anything. So I decided to I said, I'm going to strap myself to the car with a monitor. And the grips were like, okay. And you know, it's one of those things that once you've committed to that idea, you don't really want to back down on it in front of this very manly crew of grips and stunt guys. And I remember one day, I was actually sitting like on the engine of this kind of like rig, and it was like literally like burning my thighs. But I was too like sort of, I didn't want to back down on my sort of idea, so I sort of pretended like I was fine, but secretly I was actually cooking. In Atlanta in the middle of the day, like sort of actually like frying on this car rig. That was probably my most uncomfortable. I think animals are good to work with on set because animals, what happens is everybody else concentrates. What's funny like shooting something with an animal on set is that everybody else becomes like the third wheel. And so everybody I feel like really concentrates because it's all about getting this take with the dog right. So I did a lot of dog stuff in Spaced. And it was actually, I really liked it because everybody else would suddenly kind of fall in and like sort of like do their utmost to nail their shot and get the dog like sort of a reaction at the same time. I don't know, I've had good experiences with all 3 of those things, so I wouldn't say any of them were bad, you know. Until recently, there were like 3 really famous movies that I'd never seen, and what I tend to do is I wait until they're on the big screen. From a very early age, I've seen a lot of movies, but there were some movies that I realized I don't want to watch this on TV. I want to watch this on the big screen. So in some cases, I would wait until they were on the big screen so I could see them properly. And maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I'd never seen The Sound of Music. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch The Sound of Music. And to my surprise, I really enjoyed it. And then I was in LA maybe about 3 years ago, and in the same weekend at like a rep cinema, or the Cinerama Dome in fact, they were doing a season, and 3 of my most famous movies were playing in the same weekend. So I knocked off my to-see list, Gone with the Wind, Dr. Zhivago, and Ben-Hur, all in the same weekend, which was incredible.
That's
so what I'm gonna in one weekend. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the highest grossing films of all time
that you haven't seen.
That I have not seen. Okay, Gone with the Wind, seen it. Star Wars, seen it. Sound of Music, seen it. E.T., seen it. 101 Dalmatians, I have never seen that movie. But here's the thing. So with a lot of Disney movies in the UK, there was a show when I was a kid called Disney Time, which was on kind of like holidays. And Disney Time was a half-hour show where they showed clips of Disney films. So there's lots of Disney movies that I feel like I have seen them, but in reality I've never seen the full feature. I've just seen clips on Disney Time. So 101 Dalmatians is one. The next one I haven't seen at 33 is Sleeping Beauty, like another Disney movie. I'm going down. Love Story I have never seen. Cleopatra I have never seen in full. And I'm not sure I've seen the whole of Bambi. That's enough. I mean, you know, why do you have to choose?
Because we're making you.
That's, I don't know, Jaws or Star Wars. Star Wars is genuinely the first film I ever saw. And Jaws is obviously a classic. Why would you pit longtime friends Steven Spielberg and George Lucas against each other? Why would you do that? I don't know. I mean, you know, how could, like, I don't know. If you were on a plane, you would watch Jaws, because Star Wars is like no fun to watch on a plane. Jaws you can kind of watch anywhere, but I'm still not going to pick between the two. So.